I'm going to try something I haven't tried in a while. Let's see if they fixed it. Welcome to the Smite Force Chronicles. So, did I echo?
No.
Perfect. Of course not.
I knew that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I thought for sure. Yeah, voice mod. Oh, you know why? I'm so stupid. Voice changer. Now, try this. Welcome to the Smite Force Chronicles. Huh?
There we go.
Let's see if it locks up my computer. We're back, baby. All right. No more of my horrible voice acting, which I don't know how you guys can tolerate, honestly. Cool. So here we are. I believe it's episode 36. The Funhouse Isn't Fun. When we were last here, and this will be good for Tempe. You guys are hanging out at Madame Friona's, contemplating another trip down to the storeroom to shop for 45 minutes every episode. And you were approached by Rilo Leadstopper, a gnomish tinkerer who was quite beside himself. His daughter, and we'll say his troubled daughter, had been in trouble with the law quite a few times, but this time, when he went to get her out of jail, found out that she wasn't being held at the normal place of holding. After rolling through some of the seedier parts of town, unpacked that his daughter had actually, and her name is Velona. Velona had actually been taken to what seems to be a secret prison, something that's not affiliated with the Black Guard officially. So some rogue soldiers have sort of spun up their own little Guantanamo Bay. That's what it seems. He's led you to the secret entrance, and it cost him dearly. You guys are doing this largely for future discounts and promises and a little bit of gold, and I guess the goodness of your heart. I can quite triangulate it on that quite yet. But it finds you in a prisoner area. You've released 4 of the prisoners that had been held here. They shared with you some information around the sort of the makings of this prison. To the south is a guard room, which holds a number of guards. You aren't sure exactly how many, but there's some down here. Off to the east is a doorway into something called the Funhouse. The last member to be released was this cultist who has been muttering "the Funhouse isn't fun" over and over again. David, through the goodness of his heart, said, "You know what? I'm letting this guy go." Right? And so he did. And when we last were here, David found himself being attacked by the cultist. The door's open and bam. But the cultist missed. Off to the east, we have Glory, we have Stephanos, and we have Tempe, along with Rilo Leadstopper, getting ready to potentially enter the Funhouse. I believe the door is open to the Funhouse, which I've heard is not fun. In the search for Velona, which is where they last saw her being led. To the south, flanked on each side of the door, is Alexandria and Dinjarin. I believe the door is open, and they are being met with a guard boss, Phlan. Right? And that brings us to today. Everything is happening sort of simultaneously. A couple of new fun rules to introduce to you guys. And these are easy rules. I think it'll make it more fun. At the top of every round, we're going to re-roll initiative. Okay? Cool. So this should liven up the action. So the way this will work, and again, I've been doing some research on ways to make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more chaotic, and require a little bit more strategic thinking. So in the old days, you would roll initiative, and then the order was the order. And if that meant that there were 3 bad guys in a row that all beat up on Tempe, then they all beat up on Tempe. The way this is going to work is you're going to, at the top of the round, you're going to roll for initiative. All right? And it'll restack. And I can do this. I can actually do all of you at once without you having to do it. I'll let you roll the first one if you want. And then we'll defer if you guys want to just roll yourselves or you want me to do it for you. It's up to you. Based on that new stack rank, you guys will have, a little bit of time to do two things. One, this is the moment where you say, like, what do I hear? What do I see? What do I smell? So a lot of the skill stuff is at the top of the round, right? And the other thing is sort of to quickly coalesce on, okay, what is our strategy for this round? And it could be based on the stack rank. It could be based on what, on sort of the insight checks, the perception, arcana, whatever checks that are going on. And then the round will start. And then you only have like 5 or 6 seconds to make your call. So when it gets to your turn, no longer will it be, all right, so I want to understand. Like, that's going to happen at the top of the round. So if you think about how this works in real life, even though we're going, everyone's taking turns, in real life, all of this is happening simultaneously. So each round, imagine the entire room, all of you are going at the same time, right? So we're trying to sort of replicate that and speed some things up, right? So, but at the top of the round, you're going to get some time to sort of do the things you would normally do on your turn. And this will also benefit, the team. Now, does that mean that if something crazy happens like halfway through the round and you need to change your strategy, you can't? No, you can absolutely change your strategy. But what you don't get to do is spend 45 minutes talking about something during your part of the turn, right? The talking is ready to stop. So if you were supposed to bonk a guard on the head and it turns out that that guard has moved or something has changed, yeah, adapt your strategy real time. That's totally cool. But just don't expect that we're going to have a conversation about it, right? So we want to sort of see this stuff through. This should move the combat, I think, and make it a lot more fun. You're the first team I'm experimenting with. You're my test drive. At the end of this game, we're going to do that for the whole session. At the end of this session, if we're like, that sucked, we can come up with something else. I've looked into groups that don't do any initiative. It's based on your marching order, so you always make sure your marching order is properly, and every time a fight starts, the tank is first and goes into the room. So, like, you can also do it that way. Or the old-fashioned roll initiative once, and you get what you get for the next, 10 to 15 turns. All right? Makes sense? On that note, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to say 0 here. And next... so we already had rolled for initiative the last game. So I'll start the round. It should move... the little pointer to the top. Did it? No. Does anyone see whose turn it is?
No, that's what I'm looking
Large
for.
dog Snoopy?
I don't think we actually
He's at
rolled
the
it.
top, but there's no pointer.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either.
I don't think we did roll for initiative.
All right, what?
We
that's
ended
right.
up with everything happening all at once. The doors
Yeah, so everyone
opening,
roll.
we getting back.
Everyone roll your initiative.
Can I roll again?
No.
Dang it.
When you're all ready, I will fire it up. I see what happened. It's this with the interface changing to the default from what we used to use. I'm not used to all the buttons. Is that everybody? Awesome. So you guys hear, so here's what you hear, just so you know. So the round starts, and you guys hear coming from that guard room, now that the door's open, you hear this large dog sort of like bark. And it doesn't sound like it's approaching yet, but there's definitely some sort of a dog-like creature in the room with the guards. All right, so now we're at the top of the round. This is where it begins. This is anyone who wants to know stuff, discuss stuff, this is where you guys come up with your battle plan.
Well, just being new, both those doors are open, correct? To the south and the east?
The south and east are open. You've got a cultist behind you attacking Tyros. And Tyros is trying to usher him out of the prison. To the south, I believe... why don't you guys go ahead and restate your plans since it's been a week and Tim wasn't here.
I believe Glory, Stephanos, and Tempe were going to go into the Funhouse and see if they could find the girl. Tyros was going to fight for his life because the lunatic started attacking him and slobbering all over him and doing crazy things. And then Alexandria and myself, we were going to ensure that anyone that came through the door here who might have ill will towards all of us would think twice before doing anything against our group.
Okay, makes sense. Tyros, if once you're done with the cultist, will you back up Alexandria and Dinjarin?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then I'm fine going into the funhouse.
All right. So, anyone want to know anything, understand anything, any of that jazz?
I want to know if there's anything I can perceive about the funhouse before I go in, because I see these throbbing things and someone in a cage, but I kind of want to see if there's anything else I might be able to see, hear, smell, anything like that.
All right. So, I need you to roll a perception check.
Anyone else getting a Rancor pit vibe from this map here? No? Me?
Well,
Wah,
great.
wah.
Never mind.
All right. So yeah, you see through the door some light pulsing.
Cool.
And I will say that the door's open, so you just hear passive perception. Just like you do hear a girl sort of muttering and sobbing to herself. But that's just passive. Your roll didn't help you with that at all.
Is Rilo one of the people you guys freed?
Oh no, Rilo's the father. Rilo Leadstopper is the gnomish father. Yeah,
For?
exactly.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I will hang to the back of the people going in the funhouse just in case Tyros runs into some trouble.
All right, so that's your part. And what was your plan down to the south? Was what?
They're gonna attack whoever comes out of the guard room.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure anyone that comes out of the guard room, we're safe from attack, so that we're not. What is that? Pincher point? You know, where people are attacking us from both sides. I forget what that's called. Pincer.
Pincer
Yeah.
move.
Pincer
Maneuver.
Nice. And then and Tempe, you're gonna deal with the cultists, correct?
Only if Tyros has trouble, I'll help.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Tyros.
or the pincer. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'm still handling.
So right off the bat, this guard door opens up, you guys, and this guard's like, hey, what's going on out here? I assume you heard me say that.
Do those of us at the door have advantage, or like, because like, does he see us? So if he comes out, do we have an advantage on him?
Yeah,
You do, yeah.
we
so
were readying attacks by the door, right?
Yeah, so the door opened up. You guys are both there flanking him, and like while he sees you, his action is what the hell's going on here. So yeah, you have this is the moment where you either, you either attack or don't attack, and then like as you're sort of muttering and as you're sort of figuring it out, he's like, "Oh holy hell! Who let out the cultist?"
I'm gonna attack.
All right, so you guys, you're at the top of the round. You both get an attack on the guard in advance of Snoopy going, because you guys have advantage.
Ooh, there we go.
Wait, I'm so sorry. That was the wrong thing.
So you just rolled damage right off the bat. So
I
why
know.
don't you?
I'm sorry.
Why don't you go ahead and roll attack, and let's see if you hit them, because it might all work out. All right. Do not roll a damage. You've already, what's amazing is like, so this guard is like super befuddled, right? Because he starts to bleed out for no reason, and then he sees Alexandria attack him, and like that's some bad mojo. Now this is the dagger you're attacking with, the dagger of venom.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the
It has
dagger of
not been
venom.
prepped. I can spend an action to coat it with poison for 1 minute, which I have not done at this point, but I might before the next round.
Perfect.
Or I might for my next action, sorry.
All right, Dinjarin, you are up. This is not in. This is out of round. So, yes, thank you for rolling damage or attack first. And so, so Dinjarin pulls out his maul and just like, man, comes down on this poor guard who's like, seriously, just was like, "What's up, everybody?" You know, he sees a cultist loose, and that suddenly he's like being bludgeoned within an inch of his life, or perhaps all of his life. Let's find out. Yeah, he did.
Nice.
So
Right, I got really startled when he came out. I didn't know what was going on, so we just went for it.
Bonk.
So
It was self-defense, you guys.
You know, behind the guard, coming from the room, you hear, "Holy hell! What's happened? What's happened to Phlan?"
He owed me money.
So yeah, you guys are no longer no longer have advantage or opportunity, right? Because like these guys they're pretty clear you're here now. Some major bad stuff just happened with their pal Phlan. They see his corpse sort of fall to the floor, and they're all sort of ready for what's next. So out of the room, let me make sure that all of the guards are now visible. Visible. You guys should see a few guards on the combat tracker, correct?
Yep, 3 and a dog.
Did it used to be 4?
Easy.
Used to be 4. There's
Guard.
I still see
I still see 4.
Yeah, there should be 4 guards and a dog, is what you should see.
3, 4. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so this brings us to the dog, to Snoopy. Snoopy's a big dog. He's more of a wolf than a dog, and clearly been bred to do some damage. He's going to move. How far does he get to move? 40 feet. So 25 to here. And he's going to split the difference between the two of you. Oops, let's move the whole map. Snoopy comes popping right there. So the first, he's literally next to Alexandria. He is within striking distance of both of you. So let's see. What is there? Anything special about about this dog? So he has a +4 to hit. Reach 5. All right. So here's the deal. He comes lunging at you, Alexandria. Right. And hold on. There's something really interesting that I need to look up about him.
Can't
First,
appeal to his better angels with my +4 animal handling.
so hold on. So he has pack tactics, right? And he's going to go ahead and immediately lunge for you. And if he hits, some fun stuff's going to happen. He does hit, so you're gonna take some damage. But
nice.
Also, I need you to roll. Yeah, some chomping going on there. I need you to roll a strength check. You need to roll
a strength saving throw, or
a saving
skill
throw. Yeah, a strength saving throw. I'm sorry, a saving throw of strength. You needed an 11, and you got it. Because what would have happened is when he jumped at you to bite you, he would have knocked you down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you would have been prone. So he's sort of smitten with that moment, and ends his turn. And this brings us to Tempe. So behind you, you've heard the guard fall, crumple down. You see a dog immediately jump over the guard and attack Alexander.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna position myself so I can shoot at the guard and the dog.
Don't kill the dog.
All right. So Tempe sort of
Bit
gets line of
Alexandria.
sight.
Could be kissing her. You don't know. You don't have it.
Pretty sure. Not. Oh, that's damage. Crap.
All right. So you do hit Snoopy.
Hopefully that'll distract him, Alexandria.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right. So you went ahead and did a little damage to the old doggo. So meanwhile, deep within the funhouse, you hear,
Oh, help me. Help me. Help me.
and if these voices aren't working, then I just sounded like a complete imbecile. I may have sounded like an imbecile
Sure.
anyway. So, she's not. You don't hear her moving, even though she's heard the door open. This brings us to Alexandria.
Cool. I'm just gonna use my turn to coat the dagger, in venom. I assume that's what this is. And okay, I would like to use my cunning action to hide. However, I am right next to this dog, so I assume that that's not something
Yeah,
I can do.
That's not
Alright.
that's not a thing. This dog's literally biting you.
All right, I'll just pass the turn then.
All right. So, coming bounding through through the door is guard Hambone. There we go. Oops. 15, then another.
Stepping all over his fallen comrade.
Yeah, like jumping over the corpse of the guard. And immediately comes at Dinjarin with a spear. And misses, not realizing that Dinjarin has some serious armor going on. Next is Tyros. What's your
Yeah,
moral compass
Tyros.
telling you to do, Tyros?
My moral compass still is wanting to take this cultist out of here. But because of his brute strength, I don't know if I could actually carry him all the way to the hall. I want to push him back into his cell and lock the door just so that that's probably going to be the safest place for him right now.
All right, so you're going to have to shove him.
Yep. What do I need to roll to shove?
I believe it is one of your actions at the bottom of the action tab, is it not?
Scrolling. Shove. Okay.
So drag it on top of the cultist.
Oh, sorry. I just threw it into the window.
All right, do it one more time. Drag it onto the cultist. Yeah. So basically, the way a shove works, right, is it's your strength. Can you push him versus the cultist's dexterity? So it was even. So you go to push on the cultist, and you feel him sort of dig in. His eyes sort of rage with madness, and he doubles down. And he wobbles a bit, but he doesn't move. And that doesn't end your turn. Although you can move if you want.
Yeah, my primary objective is to get him to safety, so I'm gonna stand my ground still here with him.
Awesome. Glory. You stand
Alright.
at the doorway to the funhouse. Behind you unfolds a whole lot of melee action.
I'm gonna go directly in, but I'm gonna kind of go off to the side, hoping that nobody sees me, like what direction I go. So I think I can go 30 feet. So I'm gonna go this way.
Indeed. So
And
As
then
you-
I would like
go ahead.
go ahead. I just want to make sure that if I need to prepare myself to fight, I don't know how to do that. So if you could tell me how to like just prepare myself just in case something happens.
So I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening. So you walk in, and down, in the center of the room. Let me give you the real narrative. I got some goodness here. Bloop, bloop. So, Glory enters the funhouse, and this chamber was once grand, but it's now in shambles. The walls have collapsed in and given way to earth. Four obelisks stand in the middle of the room, covered in sigils. Right, so they're not really in the middle; they're sort of spread throughout. You see them sort of pulsing. There's a platform sort of erected in the middle of the room, surrounded by a number of sort of peculiar obelisks made of that stone. Within this cage, there's a young gnome woman dressed in a simple gray tunic, and she sits on the floor. Her back is to these sort of pulsing obelisks. So she sort of rocks back and forth with her head in her hands, saying in a mad whisper.
Can't run away. Can't run away. The funhouse isn't fun.
So she's in the middle of the room. You have dark vision, right? The dark. This area is lightly lit, right? With some little torches and what have you. I've lost the word. Bowl of fire. What the hell is that, you guys? A bowl of fire.
Oh, like a bonfire kind of situation, or like a
there's a word. I can't think of the damn word for it. Anyway, to the direct, sort of to the north, roughly the north eastish, you do see something that does concern you. Let me find him on the combat tracker. This rings familiar. This monstrosity is a Grick. You're having flashbacks to the goblin escape, and to the Grick you fought there. You know these to be somewhat formidable now that time has passed and you have grown as an adventurer. But you do see this Grick, and you sort of pounced into the room, walking not in a very stealthy way, and alas, this Grick does see you, and you're thinking to yourself, man, this day's not going like I expected. And then you look east. To the east,
fantastic,
is another Grick. We shall call this Grick Grickle, who spins towards you and is like, who has come to my funhouse? So that is, per the the rules, you've now done something. Your strategy may need to change. You're in the funhouse. Mm-hmm. You've moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You've moved 30 feet. I believe that is the extent of your movement. You have... Mm-hmm. I will give you a moment to sort of come to terms with what's around you. I will let you ask some skill-based questions around, perception, insight, arcana, whatever. And then sort of think through what your next steps are. And you can use your action to flee, just so you know. If you want to dash away, that is an action you can take.
No, but I do... If there's an ability for me to understand what these pulsing things are just by doing that,
there is.
Okay, but does that take my action? Like if I wanted to shoot one of these?
Nope, okay. That does not. This is a skill. This is an environment thing. So,
okay.
Basically, you need to roll an Arcana check.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, so close to not learning anything. So around the room you do sense magics, right? And there's actually there's 3 obelisks. So I'm not sure what this 4 obelisk thing was, but there's 3 obelisks. And what's interesting about them is they feel very magical. You know that they're pulsing. You know that they're sort of armed. What you don't completely know yet is sort of what happens if you were to get near one, or what function they serve.
But can I see any writing or anything around them? Like, is that part of Arcana knowledge?
Yeah, your roll wasn't strong enough, and it definitely can't see from this distance.
Okay. Well, I'm going to shoot at Grackle with an Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
And then that'll end my turn. Hold on. These new buttons. I think it's this one. And then...
And you hit. So you guys, those of you out in the cell area, like, hear this like sizzle and crackle and sort of this explosion. You hear this Grick sort of like scream out. And I will give you as a bonus, if you want to call back anything, say anything, you can do that, but then your turn will be over.
I would like to call upon my deity to bless me with strength to get through this.
All right. Who is your deity?
They know who it is.
Well, I need you to roll a religion check.
How do I do that?
You roll a religion check on skills.
But where? Oh, it's on skills. I was on the wrong tab.
Pretty much, you guys. Whenever I say rolla, it's probably the skills tab. And if it's not in the skills, it's on the main
tab. Okay.
Glory.
Deity.
Long time. Long time. You've called upon me.
Can you send me some knowledge or some guidance as I defeat these, what are these things called again? Grackles? And learn and save this. I need to know more about these pulsating things. If you could help me with that, that'd be great.
Why? You pray not to me for months, and the first prayer is a request for aid. Why should I help you?
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. Will you ever forgive me? I don't know how to do this. I'm not good at role playing.
Forgiveness is earned.
Okay. I promise I will thank you more often and talk to you more often. But we need to build some mutual trust here.
Let me think on this.
All right, well, don't think too long.
So just quickly roll a persuasion check and see what happens. If you get an 18, I'll throw some good love your way. Or 18 or higher.
No, well, it just can't happen.
Why do we do this, Glory? You show some devotion to me, and the next time you call upon me, we'll assess the situation. I'm an outcome-focused god.
All right.
Goodbye. And with that, you come back into your head. Your god is gone. And, the good news is, you've learned that you can actually communicate with your deity, and deities are important in this game. But nothing comes for free.
Yeah.
So.
I should have girl.
Sacrificed the girl. Yeah, there you go. That's. And which deity were you talking to, by the way? We'll need to know that.
So I looked up deities and I got really confused. Can I just make one up and just say like my deity is Medusa or something? You have to find someone within the pantheon. So because they have characteristics, right? So like you just sort of blindly asked a generic god for some help.
right?
Yeah,
Whereas you need to know, like, this god expects what of you, right?
Okay, because I looked it up and I got confused, but that's okay. I'll do some more research.
Cool. We'll talk about that offline. So
Cool.
running past some tables, comes out guard Troy, and blippity blope. They're taking the action to the door here. Everyone's sort of trundling over guard boss Phlan. Makes you wonder if Phlan wasn't necessarily their favorite person. Raises a spear, attacks Alexandria.
You seem to move pretty far. Hard.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. From the table. I do my measurements. That was a 17. It was a miss. So, he came through, maybe tripped on the body, maybe got bumped into by Snoopy. Regardless, that's the end of his turn. And this brings us to Stephanos.
All right. I would like to use my bless spell to bless up to 3 targets and add 1d4 to their attack roll or saving throw.
Nice.
And then in the summary it says A30. I don't know what that means, but am I able to reach Glory, Tempe, and Tyros?
Okay, so which one is this? This is Bless, right?
This is the bless spell.
Yeah, so I think so they have to be within 30 feet. That means that, let's see. Let me see how far Glory is from you. Oops, did not mean to move you. Hold on. Okay, sorry guys, my keyboard, no wonder nothing's working. My keyboard disconnected. Swapping keyboards. Let's try this again. All right, so Glory is out of range. Tempe is in range. Tyros is in range. Dinjarin is in range, and so you can bless Tempe, Tyros, and Dinjarin.
Okay. Yes, I want to bless the 3 closest to me. Seems like we're gonna get into some dicey stuff, so I want to power you guys up. And then.
All right, so I think you drag that onto each character.
Oh, each character. Okay.
Yeah.
Reach.
Tyros. Now bless.
And you can bless yourself,
Thank you, Stephanos.
because you can do 4.
Thank you.
So I
If
can
you don't-
bless myself?
Yeah, if you don't want to waste it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bless myself as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Bless me.
And then drag it onto yourself.
Yep. And can I still take a move after I've done this action or no?
You can move, yeah. So, oh, and I just gave you a bonus because actually it was 3 characters. I misread it. So they're going to get an advantage, which is awesome. Rilo looks at you sort of pleading, and you're like, why not me? But, he's not going to do much fighting anyway, so it's probably a good choice.
I'm gonna move inside and follow Glory.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I read it right because you just, if you cast it as a 2nd level, you get an additional target.
Okay.
So.
Great. And then I would like to move inside closer to Glory, but there we go.
She could probably use the help. So you see the same thing. You sort of you pop in. You can see Valona, caged up and sort of shackled. You see the Grackle off to the north, and then across the way, off in distance, you see a Grickle, a 2nd Grickle. And I believe that will end your turn.
Yes. Let me.
So the cultist, cultist is going to attack. And actually, you know what the occultist is going to do? He's going to push. He's going to push you.
I'm trying to save you.
I'm sorry, no, he's going to grapple you. Sorry, he's going to grapple you. That's better. So he's going to try to like tackle you to the ground. And fails. And, you know, that ends his turn. So he's sort of hell-bent on hurting whoever's near him. This guy is clearly crazy, muttering to himself. This brings us to Dinjarin, who has been blessed.
I am. Do I need to act for that plus? What do I?
It should automatically do it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tackle Hambone over here. I didn't like the way he was eyeing me, and I didn't like that he tried to attack me. So, and then I'm also, as a part of this, if I do hit, I'm going to use my bonus action of Divine Smite to increase the damage a little bit here.
Okay.
First.
You got your bonus on top of it. So you hit it hard.
Let's see how well we do. So I get to hit him with the normal weapon. And then let me scroll down to Divine Smite. I'm gonna do that on top of him.
So he's been smote. He's not dead, but this guard who was playing a little bit of gin rummy prior to you guys showing up. You guys notice that these guys were clearly sort of off duty and not prepared for this fight. You're finding it awfully easy going at them. Now you can move or whatever you want to do, or hang tight.
I think I'll just hang tight here.
All right.
It is now Grackle's turn.
So Grackle, the Grackle, how far does it go? 30 feet. So the Grackle lumbers across, the way, sort of splitting the distance between both Glory and Stephanos. Notices why can I not? There we go. Notices that the door is actually open, right? Sort of side-eyed, and attacks. And I'm going to roll a die to see which person it attacks. You will not see this roll. All right. So the Grackle does have multi-attack. So it's going to attack with its tentacle at Glory, who was the recipient of the die roll. And this will do a bit of damage. 4. So you feel that slap, and just as that tentacle hits you, you feel like another tentacle come at you. Which is another hit. And some additional damage, because they are a multi-attack beast. So you're moderately hurt at this point. And Stephanos, you're thinking to yourself, holy crap, you're right up in the thick of it. Typically, you're not someone who goes, this deep into battle, being largely, a healer. But just mental note. This brings us to the Grickle. So the Grickle is super excited by the blood sport. Alas, can only make it 30 feet. But beelining for the action. Ends turn.
Do I get any, because oh no, it's only if it runs past me, never mind.
Yep. Oh, you'll have your shot. I'm sure you'll have a shot at it. Rilo Leadstopper, here's his daughter, and sort of common sense would have normally said he's going to stay out of this. But he's going to try to come in and do anything he can to help his daughter. So how far can he move? He can move 30 feet as well, so that was 10. That puts him right about here. Oops. Too far. There we go. So, Leadstopper runs into the room and sees his daughter and is quite beside himself, right? In both with terror as well as relief of finally finding his daughter and utter confusion as to what the hell could possibly be going on in this room.
Right in the way of my shot.
He is in the way of your shot. However, he is within strike distance of the grackle. So he's going to attack with his longbow. And does hit.
Nice.
And as you saw, the grackle partially resisted that ranged attack. Next, Tony. Right? There's like a whole lot of fighting going on in the doorway. Unsurprisingly, Tony pops out the door, realizes there's just so many people at this point that he can't even make it all the way through, but does get in within melee range for a spear attack against Alexandria. And misses. Alexandria sees this spear come at her and sort of ruffle a feather or two, but does no actual damage. This brings us to the top of the second round. Everyone, would you like me to roll all your initiatives, or you guys all want to roll your own initiative? This is where it gets interesting, you guys.
Okay, never mind.
No, yeah, it's either all or none.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll for the bad guys. Damn, you guys see? This worked to your advantage. You guys just stacked up to the top. All right, you guys all roll. Who's left? Anyone?
Sorry, what are we rolling for?
Initiative. You got to roll initiative at the top of the round.
Initiative.
On your main tabs. There we go.
All right, so 8. So you'll notice that the combat tracker has restacked with our new order. This is the moment where I give the entire party an opportunity to ask questions and craft their strategies. Rilo, right off the bat, screams through the doorway, the real action is in here! The real action is in here! Help! So you guys hear him calling out. He's terrified, and there's some big stuff in the other room. So there you go. That's his contribution to your strategic thinking.
I think Dinjarin and I can handle these punks.
Sounds like it. I'm gonna go definitely into the fun room and then try and help out. So that'll be my next move. Well, I'm gonna cast a spell, but I'm gonna do it.
And Tyros, are you still hoping to save the soul?
Yeah, I don't care about the cultist.
Yeah, I am. My next move, I'm just gonna cast my net on him and just get him all tangled up so he can't do anything.
Okay.
And then
Sounds
get
good.
into
You're
the
powered
action.
up too, David.
What's that?
You're powered up too, Tyros. So if you do an attack, it's
Yeah, you'll get an
additional.
advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just for one round, or is this?
It's for 1 minute, so 1 minute is 10 rounds.
Oh, okay.
So that's a lot of rounds.
Funhouse.
All right. So on that note, any other strategic thinking going on before we start the round? Let's get ready to rumble. Alexandria, you are up.
All right, I hit that guy. My dagger is coated, so he should also take
Which guy is it, Troy?
2d10 poison.
I'm being attacked by a daft bird.
How do I? So he must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 2d10 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute.
Okay, so it's hold on. It is which one is it? It's Troy.
Troy.
Tony. Troy. And so Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Oh man! Wow, that's brutal. That's very upsetting.
So you see all of the poison sort of like run off as it enters Troy, and you already rolled damage on him, right? Yep.
Yes, I did. Well,
So-
I have a second attack, so I'm just gonna swing at him again then. But there's no more poison. With a hot miss. Wow, horrible turn for me. That's really. Ugh.
And you see
What a
like,
waste of a turn.
and you see Troy and Tony, and Snoopy sort of like toothy grin ya. All right, then you can
I
move
flipped
if
them
you
off
want.
and pass the turn.
All right.
Where would I move? I'll stay here.
There'd be 3 opportunity attacks on you, so you do you. All right, this brings us to Dinjarin if you end your turn.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I'm just gonna finish off old Hambone here if I can. I'm going to crush his skull with my maul. Hopefully. We'll see.
All right, so
That's
you
okay.
more than hit him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
And then, as my bonus action, just to be safe, hearing that there's some good action in that other room, which means there's probably something crazy going on over there, I'm going to use my shield of faith on myself,
Okay.
and that should increase my AC by 2. So now I'm at 20.
So that was your bonus action, correct?
Yep. And I'm done.
So Alexander, you sort of see Jinjarin sort of like flicker and pulse for a second, suddenly looks a little more badass than he had a second ago. And this all happens as he brings his maul down upon the skull of this guard and smashes his little metal helmet into a dinner plate. What's up next?
All right. I will. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move a little bit closer. If I move closer, do they get opportunity attacks?
No.
Only if I run, right?
Right.
All right. I'm just going to take a 5-foot step a little bit closer to this dog and whoever Tony.
So
and,
yeah,
and
so
I shall turn.
So you walk in and Tony is sort of like, seriously? Right? And looking a little fearful, right? Tony is standing on the corpse of one of his colleagues, watched you smash his friend's head. Troy's hanging on by a thread. Even Snoopy is like, Jesus Christ, like what the hell? Things aren't looking good. Like, you get the feeling that if Tony could escape, Tony would flee. But there's just nowhere for him to go. And unlike the north part of the room, the south part of the room isn't forgiving and trying to save anyone's soul.
Well, and that brings the end of my turn. So.
Your turn is over. All right. So this brings us to Grickle. Where'd Grickle go? Oh, there he is. Grickle's gonna move in. And he is going right for Glory.
Fantastic.
Nothing personal, but this is what would happen, right? And if you zoom in, I don't know if you guys have zoomed in on these icons, but like, what a horrible freaking thing in real life. Can you imagine that thing comes coming at you, and let alone being
All I keep
surrounded by
thinking
them?
of is I think of Stranger Things when I look at that icon.
Yeah, I only made it through season 1. I really should watch season 2.
By the way, the details when you zoom in, like I zoomed in really close. It is pretty amazing, like just the level of detail. Like,
yeah, this is an awesome Patreon that I support that do a lot of this iconography, because I felt it was important. Like I like the top down, and I think the detail is important. It makes it more immersive. It's Forgotten Adventures, in case anyone wants to look them up. All right, so this time this Grickle's coming in, full on. No time to really get the tentacle squared away. However, the tentacles sort of splay apart, and you're presented with this weird bird-like beak. Reminds you a little of Alexandria, but comes right at you, and does connect.
Great, fantastic.
And gets you a little peck, and does an additional, 6 points of damage to you. That does, however, end its turn. The cultist. So
Run away, cultist. Just run.
So yeah, the cultist unfortunately is not that bright. Let's see here, and let's see. Hold on one second. It's gonna shove Tyros out of the way, because don't forget this guy doesn't have a weapon, and did fail to shove. But it's reading. It's not being super logical, so it's actually he's gonna move towards the funhouse and sort of 30, blocking Tempe from the door.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
Both you and Tyros get an opportunity attack. Tyros first. If Tyros wants to take the opportunity attack, or if he wants to still save his soul, instead of an opportunity attack, I'll offer you a grapple. If you would rather try to grapple.
I was just going to ask. Yep, I'd like to do a grapple if I could. Oh, again, I need to grapple him.
Yep. Yeah. So you see Tyros as he sort of pushes past Tyros. You see Tyros grab for him, sort of catch one of his capes, but miss. He does fly right past you, Tempe. So you have an opportunity to save his soul or save your party's bacon.
I'm gonna attack him.
I had a feeling.
Target him.
No, you just have to roll the melee. It has to be a melee weapon onto the cultist.
Okay.
Yeah, so it can't be a ranged attack. Oh, you guys are all blessed.
Yeah.
Yes. So you hit him. You hit him pretty hard. So roll damage. Yeah. So, this cultist was unarmed.
So much for his soul.
And clearly hadn't been driven mad by the funhouse. And to his grave, he's taken any funhouse secrets he may have shared. But you may have been hard pressed to get them out of him anyway. On a plus side, I fixed the loot dropping, and you can see he dropped his loot. Awesome. That ends this cultist's turn and life. Glory. Check it out. Cool. This rolling for initiative at the top of the thing has really panned out for you, because you now have an attack.
So, I want to attack a Grickle in front of me, but then I want to run after that. I want to run towards the robbing thing to my left and see if there's anything I can learn about it being up close and all of that.
Now they will. Yeah, you can. So here's what'll happen. they will have an opportunity. Like both Grickles will have both Gricks. Their name is Grickle and Grackle. Will have an opportunity attack against you, a melee attack. That would be with their beak. If you move out of, because that's you leaving. So as you leave, they will both have an opportunity to attack you. So I just wanted to warn you about that. If you try to move, they're going to both get an attack on you.
Okay.
Yes, I know it's a dire situation.
All right. Well, I attack and then take a healing potion, or
Nope.
is that?
It's one or the other.
I have to do one or the other.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'm just gonna attack Grickle.
Oh, by the way, I will say I will let you move. I will let you move to the square to your north or to the northeast, because that doesn't leave. Right. As long as you stay within. Oh no, actually the southern.
Okay.
You can move to the I'll just show you. You can move here without an attack of opportunity. That's the only place you can move if you want to get out of. I just wanted to say, if you wanted to get out of the way so that there's more line of sight to those guys, you can do that as a move without any opportunity penalty.
Then yeah, why don't I do that? I'll
Okay.
do that, and then I'm going to use my bone staff on Grickle to kind of.
Partially resisted. Yes.
No.
What? Did
No,
I
no,
do
so-
the wrong one?
My mistake.
No, you got it. Yeah, so it all worked. Yeah, so you did some moderate damage to that Grickle. So not only did you sort of open up the line of sight, but also for your party, but you kind of confused them. You sort of moved between the two, and did damage. So now they're both moderately hurt, which is pretty good considering like it's just honestly girl power, man. Like going on in the Funhouse. And Rilo.
All right, and
Girls just want to have fun.
Funhouse, yeah.
and I think that's 3. Cool. Thanks.
So Hambone, you can tell is on the verge of running and is thinking maybe he gets the hell out of Dodge. So he's going to first attack Alexandria with a crit.
Oh.
So for the remainder of the encounter, you are poisoned. So poisoned to Alexandria. Where's Alexandria? You're at the top, right? A little payback for that dagger action that you love so much. Oh, that was a horrible sound. I haven't remember hearing that poison sound before. Did anyone else hear like the vomit? And on top of that, you're poisoned and you've taken some damage. So you're moderate. And he's a stab and run. So he's going to jet, and you will have an opportunity attack. But I think in the real world, you'd have to be crazy to not like try to get the hell out of here after all of your friends have been laid waste. Like, I've been doing a lot of research, and like not everyone is going to fight to the death. All right, so now you do have an opportunity attack on Troy. So now, Alexander, you think to yourself, this guy's jetting. He's clearly not a good person. He's in self-preserve mode. Is he going for help, or is he going to flee? But you do have an opportunity.
Matter, I'm taking that attack.
Okay. I just wanted to give you a little bit of narrative,
The
right?
crimes of the Funhouse must be paid in blood.
Well, clearly the Funhouse isn't fun. So Troy poisons you, like stabs you, poisons you, and there's like spins on his heels to jet. But despite all of this, you lay this son of a bitch out. So, he built up enough momentum that as he was fleeing, his body just sort of crumples and slides across the floor, leaving a red streak, and his body landing in a heap right before like 5 feet before freedom for him, right? Did he contemplate his life as he slid? One would hope so. You still have movement, but the Snoopy will have an opportunity as well as Tony.
I'm gonna chill.
Oh, wait a minute. No, you don't.
Come at me. If
Sorry.
they
That was an
dare.
opportunity.
Yeah, you don't have an opportunity.
Yeah,
You don't have
yeah.
Jack. You don't have Jack.
Yeah.
All right. So up next, Rilo. Rilo like raises his longbow, attacks the Grickle, and hits. And for this little unassuming gnome who sort of led you to believe that he couldn't do much, he's turned out to be, a bit of a force. So, did 7 damage, but of course it was partially resisted. And, Rilo's like, there's something up with these monstrosities. Like our damage isn't doing the kind of, damage. Our weapons aren't doing the kind of damage that I expected. So just sort of noting that. And from a movement perspective, he doesn't see a clear path to his daughter, and just shouts out, Vilona, I'll be with you shortly. This brings us to Tempe, who was last targeting a cultist. You right now have Snoopy line of sight targeted from where you stand, but I defer to you on what you're doing next.
I want to cast a spell on myself. I have a spell called Lightning Arrow.
Okay.
And from what I understand, we gotta hit these bricks with some magic. But I've never cast a spell on myself, so what do I do?
Easy enough. Let me see here. Combat actions. Okay, so which one is it?
Lightning Arrow in my spell slot.
Lightning Arrow. Okay, so you see a little Lightning Arrow self. There's a button. It's, I think, the far button to the right.
Yes. So just click that.
Yep. I think you can just click it. So that gave you an effect.
I have Lightning Arrow.
So now you have Lightning Arrow. That was your action, though,
Yes. And I'm gonna move into the Funhouse.
So as you cross into the doorway, you definitely realize that, the Funhouse is not fun. And I think you still have, 20 feet left? You can move 40, right? Or is it 30? You still have 10.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Well, speaking of perspective, as you come in, you sort of see the scene unfold before you. And you see these pulsing obelisks sort of, glowing. Well, you see the glow, you don't see the obelisks themselves. You see these gricks and the blood and the battle that's, at hand. And you peek the corner of a cage, but you do not see its prisoner within.
Not quite.
And that ends your turn. That does bring us to Stephanos. So, same deal, Stephanos. You can move as long as you stay adjacent in one of the adjacent squares to that grackle. They will not have an opportunity attack on you. If you want to move, there you go.
What if I moved like in front of the grackle, close to Glory, heal her? Would I get another move after that?
Yeah, you could. So you mean right here?
Yeah.
Yep, you have. So you could touch Glory. The grackle does not have an opportunity attack because you're still within melee range. So this is just like a shuffle. You've moved 5 feet, and that means that you would have left at the end of your turn another 20 feet.
Okay. So yes, all right. This is a good spot. I'm going to heal, or actually. So if I give Glory a healing potion, would she have to use an action to take it?
She sure would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't give because I have a potion.
Do a spell of Healing Word to Glory.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
So you gave her back, you gave her back a good chunk of her life. It didn't bring her back to full health, which is, understandable. But she was at risk of being killed with the next attack against her.
Right.
In your periphery, Stephanos, you do see Velona sort of spin around, and she sees that there's hope, and she sees another gnome. And she gets this like almost hero-like look on her face, where she just can't believe that one of her rescuers is potentially another female warrior gnome.
Awesome. I'm going to move closer to Verona.
Okay, so if you move out of range, if you move any squares away from Grackle, then Grackle will have an opportunity to attack on you with its beak. So you could move, like I can show you. You can move here without penalty. But if you moved here, there's an attack, or here there's an attack, or here there's an attack. Like there's anything beyond here is an attack.
Okay. I'll move here.
All right, so you're still good. So you're still good, and the Grackle sort of spins with you, and I assume that's like sort of that's the scenario. All right, Tyros. Tyros, your heart is heavy. The cultist lays crumpled and dead on the floor in the doorway. Your rounds of effort to help him have been lost to no avail. But you don't have time to dwell. And Tyros is muttering to himself silently as he's muted.
As I was saying, my eyes filled with red rage, and as I turn over to Guard Tony, wondering what heinous things these guards did to this poor soul, I pull out my longbow and target Tony.
Ooh, you may hit Dinjarin. Yeah, I was gonna say you may hit Dinjarin.
I'm gonna move 10 feet this way.
All right, you do not have line of sight to Tony. You have line of sight to Snoopy.
How big is Snoopy?
Well, if you want to call your shot, you can call your shot. But you're gonna have to get you're gonna have to do it with disadvantage.
Yeah, maybe I will. If Snoopy is the first in line, then I will target him because he is clearly part of this pack.
All right.
And I will use my longbow. Oops. Why is everything moving on me?
I do not know.
See what you're trying to do to your peoples. See what you're trying to do. Trying to hurt you.
There we go.
I don't appreciate you. This face. Could you attack this face? Could you attack this?
It seems that he can.
That little one.
It seems
if
he
it
can.
was biting and mauling us, maybe.
All you gotta do is give them some pets, and then they love you. See? You give me a hug.
Yeah. So, Tyros in no mood to save any more souls, lets loose an arrow that plunges itself deeply into Snoopy. Right. Tyros, just for a moment, in your brain, you hear do 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 do. On that note, you have movement left, or you have end your turn left.
Yeah, I am. With that, I see that Dinjarin and Alexandria are still there. They should be able to finish off the other two. My rage is sort of enveloped me, and I'm moving into the larger room.
All right, so you move past the torture chair, and bam, there you are.
and that ends my turn.
Awesome. So Grackle takes a look at Stephanos, who had just sidestepped it and healed its friend, and lashes out with the tentacle. And with the tentacle attack, it's a multi-attack. So with the first attack, it misses. Gets tangled up on the column, which means that his second attack is void, because it only gets a second attack if it connects the first attack. And it sort of pops down just slightly to chase Stephanos wherever she's going. And that ends that. Snoopy. Snoopy. Let's see what else we got here. There we go. Is going to do another attack on Alexandria. It's been its target from the beginning. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, as my mom would say. Its gods do not look upon it kindly, and it misses. Valona screams out for her father, in fear and befuddlement, and says,
"There's a third."
So, coming from the south part of the funhouse, you hear something else seemingly very large, and her phrase, "There's a third," sort of rings in your heads. Tony is like, watched his pal try to escape, be laid waste. Snoopy's bleeding out in front of him. Looks to the right, looks to the left, sees the death and hatred aimed towards him, and says,
"Spare my life. Please. For the love of God, spare my life."
Who's God?
Choose your God. I care not. Please let me go. I've done nothing to you. I don't know why you're here.
I'm not sure if Lilith, the Spider Queen, would want me to spare a life.
You worship a spider?
I am a dark elf, after all.
I don't see race. How about it? Let me go. I will do you no harm. I will keep my mouth shut.
I feel we must provide justice for those that you have wronged within the Funhouse. I cannot let you go with good conscience.
But what if I tell you? What if I tell you these secrets of the Funhouse? Would you let me go then?
Why don't you tell me the secrets first, and then I'll let you. Then you'll know if you get a go or not.
Why don't I tell you from the door?
You're at the door. Go ahead.
I may be dying, and I may already be dead, but I am no fool. The exit.
Oh, I'm getting bored of this conversation. I say, you've just lost any opportunity.
So with that, Tony realizes there's really no path forward for him other than to fight. So, he looks at you unscathed. He looks at Alexandria, mildly hurt, does the math, and maybe thinks that he could push past Alexandria if he hits her hard enough. So, he is going to attack with his spear. There we go. Damn it. And he misses. And he just makes a run for it. So he's skirting as close to Alexandria as he can. Let me see if he gets an opportunity. So now you both will get an opportunity attack, but that's 15. He gets another 15, and then you roll your opportunities. So Alexandria, as he's pushing past, misses. What about you, Dinjarin? Crap.
Not so much.
So Alexandria doesn't connect, but Dinjarin comes in hard with a pretty strong hit.
Didn't finish him off, though.
Nope.
I would have shared the secrets of the Funhouse, but I will leave you to your death.
Maybe
We
celebrating
get all
a little
the secrets
prematurely.
we need watching the blood spurting from your body.
And he's doubling down. He's sort of mid stride on the way out the door as his
Cool,
turn
guys.
ends. So we're at the top of the round. Everyone roll your initiatives. Did everyone roll? Stephanos did. Going once, going twice. All right. So let the round begin. Oh, wait, strategy. I'll go ahead. Now that we've rolled, I'll just go ahead and start the round, but you guys go be strategy.
Mine is that I want to get to one of these orb things. So
Obelisk? Oh, the obelisk?
if somebody else, if somebody else comes in, maybe go over to the orbs before I start fighting these things, because I don't think we'll be able to kill them proper. They're either just come back or something. So my goal is for someone or myself to come over to one of these orbs and see if we can do something. Does each person, does one person need to be on an orb to make them stop or something? So I don't know.
Figure it out. Get clear of the grit, because my arrows are basically lightning now. You would have
Okay.
to save a dexterity. Use a dexterity throw to escape the lightning bolts.
Can move
So if you
toward
and
one of the
Stephanos get 10 feet away from them, you'll be in good shape.
Of course,
Yeah, I'm
if
gonna
you
have
move
it.
10 feet away, they get an opportunity attack.
Right.
Yeah,
They do.
actually.
But if you're ahead of them, then they won't, right?
Wait, so
Grackle's the only one who might have an opportunity attack.
I shouldn't move away. I should attack and then move toward an obelisk.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
no, neither
Unless you
one
use
of us
an
can
escape,
move
right?
No, neither one of us can move without us getting attacked. So I'm saying anybody else who comes in, we should be telling Gnome Father to go over to one of the orbs to see if he can't investigate it or stop it or something. Or anybody else who comes in should go over there. But we need to continue fighting, otherwise they'll just kill us
Right.
on our way.
So these are, by the way, these aren't orbs. These are obelisks. Think of these as short statues.
Oh, they're not flat.
Yeah, think of them well, not near and big in scale, but the Washington Monument, right? Right, you know what that looks like. It's the giant, pointy building. Imagine a small version, about 6 feet tall, or 5 feet or so, 5 feet tall. These pointy little pillars that are sending out this that are sort of pulsing, and you already know it's magical energy.
Well, for instance, if Tempe shoots at one of them, maybe it can stop the energy that's, I don't know.
Could be.
We'll see. We got to take care of these gricks first.
They're not really dying, so.
Well, one is
wait.
heavily dying, and the other is moderately dying.
Okay, never mind then.
I mean, they're not dying as fast as you'd like, probably. Any last? So from within the guard room, you've got Tyros, you've got Ninjarin and Alexandria. What's your play? What's
I
your
have
strategy?
a curiosity as to, I'm curious what that guard knows about the room, but my move is to go into the funhouse and help everybody out there.
Okay.
You could pick him off too.
I don't know if I'll be much
Wanna
help
kill him.
because I had a pretty crappy roll, so I'm
Good.
pretty much the last of the in line to go. So he'll probably run off before I even get a chance to do anything.
All right.
Yeah, you're the only one that could stop him, Tyros.
Yeah, and I'm like I think last on the list.
You and
Tried to
Glory
stun him.
and Jaren. Yeah.
Well, look, it's Stefanos' turn, and then Tony.
Yeah, he's pretty much gone.
I don't know how you get in and out of here, but
He's heading towards the door. It's the double doors there. All right. So, anything else before we start the round?
Nope.
All right. Let's get ready to rumble. Stefanos, you are up.
Alrighty.
Round 3.
And just to be clear, Grickle is in my line of sight, right?
Which one?
Grickle.
Grickle is you'd have to Grickle you'd have to shoot through Glory. Grackle you have direct attack.
But because I was trying to use I was thinking of using my word of radiance, and it would apply to each creature of my choice. But would Glory then have to be out of my way to do that for the spell to happen?
Okay, wait. Which spell?
Word of Radiance, because I could apply it to each creature of my choice within my range.
Yeah, so I think it's you identify by identifying what you're attacking. It just happens on them. So it's radiant. Hold on. No, actually, it's arranged. So yeah, as long as they're in your sight, you don't necessarily have to have line of sight from what I understand here.
Perfect. So I'm going to use my Word of Radiance and get both Grickle and Grackle.
It's only 5 feet, so you do not have your Grickle is not within range.
Okay.
You can do Grackle.
Then I'm going to do a different spell.
You could also move between the two of them and then attack both of them.
Wouldn't.
There's no opportunity yet.
So if I move here, I could do it.
Yeah, I'll adjust it just a little bit for you so it's easier. Right about
Thank
there.
you. Then yes, now I'm going to use my Word of Radiance to cast on both Grickle and Grackle. And the word is Bumblebee, and I'm hoping that will do some damage.
Awesome. So let's see. Save 10 versus DC for Grackle. So it failed to save. All right. So you get to roll. So Grickle, you missed Grickle, but you hit Grackle, so you can roll damage on Grackle now.
Damage on Grackle.
So you drag the little blood thingy on Grackle. Yeah. And I just realized I forgot I designed those little icons, little X and the check. So you can see you roll damage on the one that got the big X. Perfect. So that's how it works. It's been a while since I've seen those little saving throws pop up. Awesome. So you are now there. You can move back to where you were. You still have plenty of move left. You can move. Well, actually, no. Now you can't.
Move.
No. If she moves, now Grickle gets an opportunity because she moved within melee range of Grickle. Right.
I'm gonna shoot him. So.
Well, you have line of sight to Grackle.
Yeah.
You can also move. You could also move past them, but they would get opportunity as you ran past. Or one of them would. All right, Stefanos, end your turn unless you're doing anything else.
That's it.
Tony, Tony flips around, throws a spear at Alexandria,
Oh, Tony.
As a parting shot. This is Tony's equivalent of a middle finger to you.
Wait. I can deflect missiles.
You can deflect spears?
A ranged weapon attack? Is this a ranged weapon attack?
It is, yes.
Okay. The damage I take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus my dexterity modifier plus my monk level.
Okay.
So let me roll a d10.
Yeah. And if it's more than 4, I just give you that 4 points back.
Okay. 3 plus 5 plus what's my dexterity modifier? Plus 5, 10, 13. I take.
So you get back.
Yeah.
So you don't. Well, you get back the 4. you don't. You don't get
actually get plus 9 health.
Yeah, you don't get healthier. So that puts you back.
I feed on your spears.
15.
If I reduce the damage to 0, do I have a hand free? How can I tell?
What do you mean? Do you have a hand free?
I can catch it if I have a hand free. If I'm not dual wielding.
Holding 2 weapons.
What have you been fighting with?
I've just been fighting with the dagger. I guess I'm also holding the crossbow, so never mind.
Yeah, because you'd have to remember we talked about like using your bonus, like you can always swap weapons in action in combat. That would take an action to do that. And by the way, guys,
okay.
So Tony tossed that spear, thought it was going to connect. He didn't even look to see. And he heads out the door, and as he does, you hear clang as he locks that door behind him.
It locks from the outside?
It's a prison, so yes.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, huh? All right, well, I'm gonna kill this dog. Hopefully.
Its puppy eyes
Sarah
look at you,
away.
pleading with you. Like it saw its master just like left it behind and locked it in. But honestly, at this point, it's a mercy kill.
Okay.
Yeah. So this dog goes down hard, leaving bits of fur and paw, and a squeaky toy behind. Sorry, that just bummed me out. You now have you say you have your full move left.
Then I head over.
Let's not forget you are poisoned still.
Yes.
And by the way, that means I forgot to do something that you're gonna have to do on your turn here, since it's still your turn.
Cool.
Effects poisoned. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to remember what you have to roll for poison. Or you take damage every round.
Like a Constitution saving throw?
Let's see here. Poisoned. All rolls on active, visible to all. Duration. Oops. 2. Okay. Let me pull that open again. It's the same as you. Sorry, guys. This was a thing I had forgotten about. So
I actually should have had disadvantage on all of those things, I think.
Is that what it was? Because I completely forgot that you were poisoned by that stupid... Because he doesn't really have poison, so I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah,
all right.
Supposed to have a disadvantage on any attack or saving check.
And then it does damage every round, right?
I don't see.
It's a Constitution.
All right. Well, because you didn't roll with disadvantage, we're just gonna. I'll look it up next time. We'll have to do better on poison. It's part of your dagger. Your dagger should tell you. part of the dagger you're holding. Where is that at? Da, da, da. There we go, the dagger. So poison. There we go. Oh, okay. You roll a Constitution check, or you take 2d10. So you needed to get a 15, and you did not. So roll 2d10, and that tells you how much damage you just took.
Oh my god.
So,
18 damage.
yeah. All right. So that means that you are at 18 plus 15.
Am I dead?
Yeah. So you're at...
It says you have 47 hit points.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. I was looking at your initiative. Yeah. Yeah, so hold on.
So I'm at 14 now. Like 32
32.
minus 18.
Yeah. So you're at 14, so minus 18. Did that work? You should have just gotten very hurt.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where you are. Oh, thank you.
Cool. If anyone wants to pop a heal in the next round, that would be appreciated.
Oh, you should go fight some Gricks now. All right, so Lead Stopper, Lead Stopper is going to push towards his daughter. He's still adjacent to the Grick, so there will be not an opportunity, but he's going to take a swipe at the Grick as he goes past. He does get multi-attack with the sword. So he's going after Grackle. And misses. So he's not taking his second shot because he missed his first. This brings us to Grackle. Grackle is going to use its beak to attack Lead Stopper. Oh, Jesus. And misses. Tempe. So there's a whole lot of mess between these two columns.
Yeah. All right. I am going to target Grackle.
Awesome.
With my lightning arrow. So the next time, I mean, I could read it all to you, or I could shoot and see if it's even.
Yeah, go ahead and just shoot first.
Thing, but even if I miss, damage still gets dealt. So.
All right.
And also, I have concentration. Does that give me advantage or anything like that?
Does it?
Doesn't say anything. Maybe it'll just be in the through.
Yeah, you've got bless. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing going on right now. Oh, no, it requires concentration, right? To keep the spell going.
Yeah. All right.
So you hit. And what kind of damage does it do? Because you're still blessed.
Right. Make the attack roll as normal. The target takes 4d8 lightning damage on a hit, or half as much on a miss, instead of the weapon's normal damage. Whether you hit or miss, each creature within 10 feet of the target must make a dexterity saving throw. Each of these creatures takes 2d8 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Okay, so you're all gonna get hurt. Everyone, like that entire bundle, is basically gonna fry up. And so the question is, how hurt? So first, roll damage onto for him, and it should. Okay, so how many of those do you get to do?
It says 4d8. So what do I
roll it 3 more times onto it.
Oh, I rolled my regular longbow damage, or do I roll my 8-sided die?
So it's 4d8, right? So you get to do 4 8-sided dice worth of damage.
Okay.
So just roll that 3 more times on top of him. 2 more times?
Oh, I'm just throwing it in the thing. Let me roll it on top of him. Sorry.
Yeah. So you got 3 times.
Nothing's happening.
You could also right click and just get all 4 dice and do it all at once.
I don't have a right click. Control click?
So your long. So this is with your longbow, right?
Yeah, so I use that one. My longbow says 1d8 plus 2 piercing.
Yeah, so you need to roll that
okay.
4 times on him. So you've already done 1.
There we go.
This is your second. This is your third. Yes. And 1 more is your 4th. Okay, so it's critical. Now, what else happens with this spell?
Each creature within 10 feet of the target must make a dexterity saving throw. Each of these creatures takes 2d8 lightning damage on a failed throw, or half as much damage on a successful one.
All right, so
Nice.
okay, so that's that. Here's his. And what do we have to hit?
Doesn't say.
It should say. So, which one is this?
It says must make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. But what's the win? That's my question.
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so did you cast this on yourself, right? We have lightning arrow.
I think usually it's like around a 10.
Well,
Yeah,
that was my
imagine.
thought. My thought was if it wasn't, we were going to use 10. So okay, so glory 10. Rilo needs to roll, and then so does Stephanos. So he succeeded.
Sorry, what are we rolling for?
Crickle and Grackle.
And then
Do
this
a
is the other one.
dexterity throw.
Oh, dexterity.
Oh, my bad. I need to do a dexterity. This is dexterity. Okay, so everyone passed so far, other than Stephanos. Okay, so now you need to roll. You need to roll, a 4d8. So see down at the bottom there, the d8. Right, it's the 4th one in. Well, it says 8 on it.
Yep.
Oh.
And you need to either roll that 4 times or grab 4 of them and roll it.
Sorry.
2d8 lightning damage. 4d8 was on Grackle.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
2d8. Okay, so
2d8.
2d8. So up to 16.
Yep.
Okay.
So I roll another one?
No, you don't do anything yet.
Oh, okay.
Now it's just going to see how much damage. So basically, this thing got hit with lightning, and this lightning is going to fry everything around it. All right, so roll the 2 dice for me, Tempe, so we can see what we're working with.
Okay. Do I roll it on Stephanos?
No, you just roll it into the thing. So it's 8, couldn't have been worse, and another one. 7. So an additional 15. So let's starting at the top. Let's take the damage off. All right. So for Stephanos, you now take 15 damage. All right, and then we go down to
And everybody else
Rilo.
gets half that because they saved.
Oops. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so 7. So we round down for that. So he gets 7. And then Grackle. It's Grackle, right? Grackle gets another 7. So that's 32. So that kills Grackle. And then we go down to Grickle. We add 7. So he's now critical. And then we have Glory. We add 7. So Glory's dead.
What?
Wait, how is Glory dead? she had healed herself.
No, she was partially healed, not fully healed.
I don't, yeah.
Seems
It's okay.
like a lot.
You're what's called dying, so you have you just have to get 3 saves, or someone needs to help you out. And then that leaves, we already got Stephanos, right? And that's it. All right, so the net
No, wait,
net.
were you looking at order?
What?
Glory's hit points are 31.
No, I just typed it in. I just added 7 to her wound, and it did what it did. Right, it put her. She's at 32 wound of 31.
Okay, sorry.
No, sadly I got that one right. But it's D&D, man. Death isn't permanent. All right, so end your turn, and I think at the bottom of this round we'll be done. So the Grickle sees Glory's already hurt, so it does a tentacle attack on Stephanos, who's right next to it, and you better hope for a miss. Oh my goodness! Your god smiled upon you, because if it had hit, it would have gotten 2 attacks and probably would have killed your healer.
Oh, thank the gods.
Thank the gods. This moves to Dinjarin.
Alright. Wow, there's a lot of noise happening on my end here.
You are blessed.
Alright, I'm gonna run towards the door. I'll stop next to Alexandria. And I will use my healing lay on hands to heal her. And if I remember correctly, it's I heal equal to my paladin level times 5.
Like full on?
That's what it says.
So there's no roll, right? It is what it is. So you're a level 4?
I'm a level 4 times 5, so she should get 20 points back.
All right, so she gets 20
Much
points back.
appreciated.
That brings her to not hurt, so she's fully healed.
And then, so I move 20, so I think I have 10 more feet.
All right.
I will start heading into the funhouse. It seems kind of fun over there. Kind of, I don't want to be left out.
You're healing all sorts of stuff coming from that doorway, quite honestly.
Oh, also, DM, I don't think I would have fully healed. I was at 14 plus 20, that's 34. My max HP is 47, so I would still be hurt.
I just so you get healed for however much you're wounded.
Oh, that's cool. Never
Yeah.
mind. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean I can make you more hurt if you want.
No, I was just trying to be fair. I'll take it.
No, I'm good. Let me hurt you up. All right, Tyros. You are where you are. What are you doing?
Yep. Well, I do see that Dinjarin is pretty much impenetrable. So I'm going to move over to the satchel that was dropped by the cultist to see if I can find out any information from him, who he was, so that I can at least find his family when we get out of here. And in doing so, we'll let Dinjarin kind of move ahead of me too into the funhouse.
So I'll go ahead and
If
add
you're
this
okay
to your.
with that, Dinjarin?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and add it to your part. So basically, the satchel that was dropped, you find yourself with a torch and some rations. That's it.
Nothing else. No information on him.
Nothing.
No.
So there you go.
All right. With that, I will just ready myself with my rapier in case anything comes running out of the room and end my turn.
Good plan. Glory, you are up, and this is your saving throw, and it succeeded. So that's awesome. So your one of your 3 saves has death saving throw success. Yeah. So you need 3 of them, and you'll be good to go. And that's actually your entire turn. So I will just move it on to the next person. So, she just sees what's laying out, and she's like, not sure, if she's going to make it out of here. brings us to the top of the round. Let's go ahead and quickly roll for initiative. I think we're pretty much out of time. I will roll for their initiatives. As we're rolling, that monstrosity in the back that you guys heard down south, you sort of hear it coming to life. Or not coming to life, you hear it sort of making its way north. So 1 second. Loop. And roll for initiative. Here's how we landed out. Beginning of the round, the Grukel down south is up. What are your plans for this round, you guys?
Survive.
I'm just planning to get into the funhouse and have some fun.
I've heard rumors the funhouse isn't fun.
Again, all about perspective.
All right, so you guys, a handful of you are outside of this, are outside of the door. Tempe is in the doorway. It is wide enough to squeeze past him, but if you did try to shoot past him, it would be a problem. There's a whole lot of mess going on. Velona is trapped in that cage, and then I ask you guys, did you want to end here, or did you want to see this through?
I have to boogie.
I like to disco. So I think it's a really good. Actually, I think this is a really good cliffhanger moment, right? You've laid waste to one of the Gricks. The other one is at death's door. Glory lays in a heap on the ground, but on the plus side, the healer is literally right next to her. Now, the problem with this scenario to think about for next time is Grickle gets to go before Stephanos. So that's the strategy you guys got to think through is Glory, as far as he's concerned, is dead. Rilo is 10 feet away, and Stephanos is right there, right? So, if you take a look at the order, Dinjarin's going to get a shot at it. Rilo's going to get a shot. I mean, a shot at making a turn. Tyros is going to get a turn. Tempe's is going to get a turn, and then Stephanos is going to get a turn. So notice that the one Grick is going to have an opportunity for attack.
Save me.
Yeah. So, Glory needs someone that can stabilize her, right? So she doesn't have to keep rolling saving throws. So there you go. Just think about how you guys are going to play this out. What are your thoughts on this new initiative, re-rolling at the top of every round?
I like it.
I like it.
I do too. I think this made it interesting because it very well could have been that Stephanos was the number one person and would have been able to heal everybody up, and it would have been great. But in this scenario, it's going to force you guys to sort of rethink your strategy. Right, your most powerful people took on the weak guards and left your moderately powerful people to fend off the monstrosities.
We didn't know there was any monstrosities in the funhouse.
Oh, Troy said there was a third even.
No, that was a.
Well, you guys are too busy killing a dog.
Alone.
You guys are killing the dog. You shouldn't kill the dog.
Awesome, you guys. Well, life in the funhouse is never fun. And for those who have not picked up on it yet, that is a modern English song. The song Melt With You is on the same album. Life in the funhouse is never fun. So, a little trivia for you. All right, guys. Any questions or comments before we drop?
Nope.
Oh, this is good.
Awesome. Well,
Thank
always
you.
a pleasure. We'll see how this pans out next week. It'll be fun. Later, all.
Ready, guys.
All right, we'll see you guys.